Hey, yo, what up, Bodega Podcast? You already know who it is. It's one half of the sexiest Puerto Rican studs on this planet, Ortiz, baby. And shout out to all the Bodega Podcast listeners. Ow!
This is Agatha Carter, and you're watching the Urban Wrestling Network.
Yo, this is the Lucha Thug, the one-man Lucha gang, El Rey Gordo himself, the King Fat Boy Papo Esco, and y'all rocking with the Urban Wrestling Network.
This is Shane Taylor, CEO of Shane Taylor Promotions, and you are listening to the Urban Wrestling Network.
What's really hood, ladies and gentlemen? It's the Coquito Papi, a.k.a. Chef. I'm here with none other than my brothers, Mr. Evil Orbit and Mr. Evil Once. What's really good, my brothers, before I introduce the next one over?
Hey, man, good afternoon, guys. It's your boy, your quintessential Puerto Rican muffin, Jorge, hanging out with the afternoon snack, Evil Orbit. He's here always with the green towel, just in case his chest comes out of pocket. We'll throw the towel down. But, yeah, man, I'm excited. I know you brought little Chef Boyardee with you. Who's the dude, man?
All right, so I got none other than Bill Vink from BVTV. Mr. Vink, what do you got for the, listen, this is your debut, so let them know what's up.
Excited to be here, excited to talk some wrestling, glad for the opportunity.
Listen, this is
what the hell was that, man? He sounds too damn proper. What was that? I
told you.
Some gunshots or something. He's like, oh,
no,
yeah,
that's not the one. Here. Listen, this is my proper son that does everything the right way, and he's nothing like me.
Not like the little kid, the ghetto one?
No way, not even close. So, ladies and gentlemen, I know we're going to have some highs and lows when it comes to Impact. So I want to leave that for last because I'm excited about one thing and I'm extremely annoyed by another. So it's going to be like a hot and cold. What I will say, I got to start off with Sammy Guevara once again. I don't know if there's an AEW star right now. Obviously, you have Omega going back and forth and everything he's doing. But Sammy Guevara right now, to me, his ceiling just keeps rising. His value just keeps rising. I'm a massive, massive believer of Sammy Guevara, and I think we're looking at a future champion of AEW down the line. Gentlemen, from what you've seen up to right now where he had his, I see right through you, MJF, you might have the wool over these guys, but not me. They also got awards where Sammy Guevara didn't want to give it back. Gentlemen, this is a great week for Sammy Guevara and AEW. What do we have with just Sammy right now before we go into the next topic?
Should I go first?
You want? It's up to you.
Yeah, I love Sammy Guevara. He was actually getting high, and then that little thing with Sasha Banks came up to bite him in the butt. Where everybody now has to be careful what they say because it's gonna bite you in the butt regardless. Even though he said something 4 or 5 years ago, some people went hateful when trying to find things on people and just bring it back to the forefront. And then he was out for a couple of months, and now he's back. So he actually kind of lost steam, but he actually gained the steam back. Hopefully, he learned from that mistake, and hopefully, no one will find some other nonsense from 6 years ago to try and bring it back and try to derail his career. But the dude, he needs to get away from the inner circle. Him and LAX, they need to finally break off from that guys already and just go and do something different, man. Because right now, those guys are just getting lost in the whole shuffle. But Sammy, man, he could talk, he could wrestle. He'll definitely be a champion. Now, I don't know about a heavyweight champion. I don't know if that's what AEW wants to do in the future. We'll go with somebody like you like to call vanilla midget. So like an Austin Aries size.
Man.
Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, he definitely should be a TNT champion or
Absolutely.
a tag team champion. But being the main face of the company heavyweight type, I don't know. That the verdict is still out how they want to go in the future. But for right now, yo man, Sammy is el fuego right now, bro.
Facts. Phil Vick, what you
All right.
got, baby?
I am definitely a big fan of Sammy Guevara. I think he's one of the best high flyers in the world today of professional wrestling. Yeah, I definitely thought he was the shining star of the inner circle, and I do agree with with Evil Onse
You're gonna say
on.
that Sammy Guevara is the shining star over Chris Jericho?
For sure.
Look at what Sammy Guevara can do and what Jericho does. It's a very significant difference. Jericho has added one move to his repertoire, as if they say, and that's the Judas effect. Other than that, it's a lion salt or lion tamer, and then if the code breaker doesn't get it done or the walls of Jericho don't get it done, which you hardly ever see now, then you're looking at the Judas effect that comes out of nowhere, but it's pretty predictable when it happens. I mean, we've seen that in the Brian Pillman and Griff Garrison tag team match that they had. So when you talk about shining stars, Sammy Guevara is one of the brightest stars, I think, in AEW that is extremely underrated. Yeah, I mean, besides all the issues he's been having, the guy's an instant. He's that type of person where you walk into a room and like, wait, who's that? Because you want to know more about the guy. The guy's that talented, in my opinion. Now, Jorge had mentioned something about LAX. Now, it's funny you mentioned LAX right now.
Evil Onse. You call
Whatever,
him Evil
man, whatever.
You better put some respect on it. You can't just come in here and start calling people however you want to call them.
Yeah, by the government names too, man. Come on, son.
I tried. Alex, it's funny you mentioned that they're ranked number 5 in their rankings right now, and with this whole, if you guys have watched next week's, there's that tag team thing with the Young Bucks and all of them, and every person of the inner circle, ironically, is in that. So I think, we could see a little bit of more friction between LAX and Jericho and MJF potentially in that match, especially Sammy and MJF. That's gonna happen.
You know what? I'm not mad at your response. I think you handled that pretty well. I'm gonna jump into what I thought looked incredibly nuts. Was my man Eddie Kingston looked like he got murdered yesterday, or 2 days ago, and this has been a long time coming where these guys have been beefing, and what an insane spot for him to get dropped like this. I'm gonna go grab my phone. Gentlemen, please talk about Eddie Kingston and the Murder Hawk.
Do you want me to go first?
Go on, brother. Go on.
Yeah, that match I think was, to be honest, well done. Absolutely well done. I think you needed Jake Roberts to get beaten up. I love storytelling. It's one of my favorite things in professional wrestling. And the storytelling there was priceless because you look at it, we all knew Eddie Kingston was not beating Lance Archer going into this match. I think if you did, if you thought it was going to do it clean, I'd be surprised. Jake Roberts at his age being beaten up, kind of thrown around, it was the perfect thing, and it adds to what we were already excited for. Now there's a lot more on the line. Now this is hit the pinnacle, in my opinion, of a rivalry, and now this is even more personal. Before it was like, oh, I don't like you. You don't ever shut up. You con your way into the world title, which truth be told, he did. Let's remember, Eddie Kingston did con himself and con everyone into getting that world title against John Moxley.
He ain't con nobody. Why you throwing dirt? You throwing mud on my man's name.
It's not mud. He was eliminated from the casino battle, or whatever it's called, and he was. If you look at it, his hand did touch the floor. He was eliminated. A good portion of his body hit the floor. Watch the replay. Watch the replay.
But I love the match. I love the chemistry between both guys. I see that. I think they're gonna have another match coming up at
the Lumberjack Beach Break.
Yeah, at this show next week or in March?
Yep, next week, yeah, because next week is also Moxley and them.
Yeah. Now, is that supposed to be like a lumberjack match or something, or?
Yeah, it's a lumberjack match. I know, guaranteed. I'm pretty sure they probably have most of the AEW Dark people be on there, some tag team guys.
Yeah, so, well, I mean, I love I'm not a humongous Kingston fan just because he just I don't know, man. He just talks.
I like Eddie Kingston.
I like him a little bit. He just talks too rough. Like I understand he's from the street, but
well, it's real.
Yeah.
There's one thing that sells, and in professional wrestling, there's not a lot of real. And what Eddie Kingston brings is real. And he brings the best out of his opponents. We've seen that with Jon Moxley. We're seeing it with Lance Archer. You know, he had a match on Dark against Brian Pillman Jr. Brian Pillman Jr. And I've watched Brian Pillman Jr. in his time in MLW. That was his best match, was against Eddie Kingston. It really brought out, I think, a side of Brian Pillman we didn't see, and it allowed him to do a lot more moves than we're used to seeing him do. And, you know, Eddie Kingston, I do believe, is a franchise player.
Well, Eddie Kingston, for sure, has never seen a gym that he's ever liked. So, and the way he dresses, I don't know. I just don't like his outfit. I don't like anything about it like that. But
that is my beef with Eddie Kingston, is his outfit.
Yeah,
like,
just, I don't know.
From what I've heard, it's very it's strong style inspired. It's more Kenta Kobayashi-ish. What I've heard.
I don't know. Whoever he's trying to do is not working. I never liked any of his outfits that he's ever wear. It just looks weird. But he is, like you mentioned, he is a tough guy, and that's how his persona is. And I'm looking forward to that lumberjack match next week, which we're gonna most likely see some kind of, you know, screwy finish, and maybe Kingston picks up a win. And I mean, when was the last time this dude has won on TV on Wednesday nights? Kingston. I think it's been a while, so hopefully he'll get a win this week, or for the show next week, for the Bash of the Beach or whatever it's called.
So,
Beach break.
And you know what? I gotta apologize because I was talking with Bill Vick the other day, and I was like, "Yo, man, I'm so tired of all these AEW pages posting a million pictures of Ty Conti. Now that chick is absolutely gorgeous.
Post more pictures, please."
No. Well, so I was telling somebody, "Yo, it's crazy. I've seen more super fine pictures of her than she's had airtime."
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it. So then Bill Vick is telling me, he's like, "Yo, like, I don't think they have women that can deal with her because she's like a black belt in MMA or something like that." And he's telling me all this stuff. And I was like, oh, here I am thinking, like, I hope she's not I think her name was Eva Marie in WWE, the red hair girl.
Yeah, Eva Marie. Yeah, definitely.
And so, of course, they go nuts. Typical what we do. What's good, brother? You know what? Do me a favor. Talk to Ty Conti so I can shut them up.
Hey, man. Ty Conti is... I love Ty Conti. Ty Conti, I want to say, like, has a black belt in Jiu-Jitsu, has a blue belt or something else in another type of martial arts from Brazil. I mean, like they always say, man, good things come in small packages. I don't know why they still have not put her into the evil order or the evil, organization. Why they still haven't done anything with her yet? But I appreciate everything that she does. I love her with Anna Jay. I love everything about Miss Conti. I'm a fan of Conti. Show more of Conti. She's like a 5'2" ice cream cake. I don't know, man, but she's gorgeous. I love more Brazil. Give me more Brazil. Shake, do something dancing. I don't care. Just shake it. And you know what's worse about Tay Conti though? The only negative thing about her is that she's married.
Oh, I didn't even know she was married.
And that's why, and I hate it. Because all these pictures of her everywhere, and I go to myself, well, how am I supposed to enjoy that when you're married? You know what I'm saying? It just takes away from my enjoyment.
Speaking on a more,
that delicious thing is married. Some bastard is enjoying that on a regular basis. And I'm supposed to, I can't enjoy that. I can't.
Well, speaking on a more technical, on a wrestling term, it's funny because she's actually a Brazilian jiu-jitsu. I think she actually has a black belt. She's a legit jiu-jitsu fighter, and she could easily break these other AEW women's arms.
Sure.
You can A lot of people don't realize this. I've watched her matches. I've watched all of her matches coming into AEW, especially ones on Dark. She does have to hold back. The only person she really didn't hold back on was Serena Deeb, and that's why that match was pretty good. I definitely think if they push her right, and I've always been a big fan of Anna Jay since she got there. So yeah, there you go.
And Anna Jay, in a small time, she has improved.
Remember, she had came in. I think she was in Georgia South Pro Wrestling. I think it was like GPGW. It was something. I was watching a couple other things there. She does really well playing an absolute jerk.
Yeah,
completely. She really does.
But that's
she's been wrestling for what? A year? Maybe she's been wrestling for like a year.
Not even.
Yeah. She was like fresh, brand new, and that's why I heard it when the COVID hit. And a lot of the Asian chicks got stuck in Japan because now they didn't know what the hell they're gonna do. All these females who are still green coming into the show, but she's picked up a lot. I mean, she looks like a pro right now.
Well, I know she's been part
of our girl Thunder Rosa. I mean, 5 years, and look how Thunder Rosa wrestles.
Yeah,
There's girls in there for 5 years who can't even move like Thunder Rosa.
No, yeah, Thunder Rosa is off the next level.
So,
so I'm super excited for what AEW. AEW does have. When we sit there and say their roster for women is not that good, the more you look at it, they do have real solid foundation. They got to put pieces around that. They really do. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still hopeful that Taya does not end up there and she ends up in AEW in this tournament. I don't know. Now, what I will say,
now hopefully with COVID moving, and the market opens, and they bring the Japanese girls back to the States. I know one girl they want to keep. Riho is the one that they want to keep here now. When she comes back to the States now, they want to keep her here. They don't want her even to go back to Japan. They want to move her here and keep her here just in case of a COVID thing again. They want her to stay. I mean, they're trying to bring her here and find a place for her and keep her here. Because just in case they don't want her to go back and forth with a 14-day waiting period thing.
It hurts for storyline purposes.
Yeah, it hurts. Because they already have supposedly Riho going up against Serena Deeb in the first round, which makes no sense to me. Because they put an American side bracket and a Japanese side bracket. But you have Riho going up against Serena Deeb.
Well, I don't think I think people misunderstood. There's not an American and then a Japanese side. It was.
Have you seen the bracket? The bracket had an American flag on one side,
exactly, and a Japanese side,
and then a Japanese logo.
Well, but that can also be very misleading too, because you guys also understand. It's definitely
misleading because I thought that's what it was.
No, what that means that there's a lot of the wrestlers are either from America or Japan, so. You're going to have.
Say you have a tournament.
So you keep America and Japan.
But remember, this is AEW, and they don't really understand these things. So, truthfully, So when I was like, okay, once I saw Riho and Serena Deeb, and I was like, all right, so obviously this would be. We'll probably see Emi Sakura come back. There's another one, something. Nasaki. I don't know. I don't remember her name. She was in there for a little bit. She I don't remember her name, but yeah, she'll probably be back.
Listen. So we'll finish it off with Moxley pulling out the typical good guy, I'll stomp everybody out, fake Stone Cold shit. I'm not a fan of it. I did not like it. I could care less. Gentlemen, Moxley looking like the Incredible Hulk, Invincible Man. What do y'all got?
Hey, man, that's how it's supposed to be. You got to put your star, who has no belt because he doesn't have a belt, but you still want to keep him looking strong. You want to keep him looking strong, so you do the invincible one. People love Moxley. And right now Omega has the belt, but he's a heel, so you got to keep your top baby face still looking strong. And that's Moxley right now. Moxley is the man at AEW, man. I can't hate him for that. So
I hate him.
You hate everybody. Well, I was never a Moxley fan. What was his other name over here at the Trinity office?
Dean Ambrose.
he was fine. I like him better here because he does his wild stuff. But
Yeah.
there's so much I could take of him in one setting, I guess. But hey, it is what it is, brother. It is what it is.
John Moxley inside the ring is very average. I'll be honest with you. He's a very average wrestler. But what he sells very well in, and I know you're not gonna like this, Chef, but
is this what we were arguing about yesterday?
No, is that what he sells in is anger. That is the only thing John Moxley can truly do right, and because he's just an angry person. He wants to beat people up. He wants to bleed. He wants to be put through tables, put through glass, put through barbed wire. That's John Moxley style. That is what makes John Moxley at any time relevant, and that's what keeps him relevant too. Because you'll know he'll go that extra mile to be put. I mean, we see him crawl through, even if it was fake glass. You're still crawling through fake glass. That does hurt. We look back at the Kenny Omega John Moxley Full Gear match.
Yep.
That thing was insane. One of the best violent matches I've ever seen, ever. John Moxley knows how to get a crowd riled up just by yelling. And now today with professional wrestling fans, no offense to you guys are kind of fickle. So you'll buy almost anything. They'll buy almost anything. And it works for John Moxley.
We're fickle. Like, what the hell?
Most of you.
What's the context for the word fickle?
You're easy to persuade. You'll just take what's given to you. You're just simple-minded.
Really? Oh, we're simple-minded now. Oh, hell.
What? This kid is in college.
Hang up on him, man. Hang up on him right now, man. Pull the cord on him.
Listen,
15 yards on you for that fickle comment.
You're done talking for this comment. So you're going to jump into Impact Wrestling, and I'm going to start off with the good. Trey Miguel, one of the Rascals, is back home. I don't care what people want to say about why he didn't sign somewhere. Did he do this? Did he not do this? Don't care. I don't care. He's back home. He's a talented young man. I think he has a good place with Impact. They know his work. He knows the locker room. It is a plus, the other thing where people go, oh, well, they gave him a send-off. Who cares? He ain't got a send-off. Well, he's back. Welcome back. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. So, Trey Miguel back home. I know Evil Once is happy, so I'm going to let Evil Once go last. Mr. Vink, Trey Miguel back home, Impact Wrestling. Are you a fan of this? Do you care? Do you not care? What's good?
I think this is really, really good for Impact Wrestling. It's funny because when you look at the Rascals, I'm going to mention all three of them here because whenever, especially last year, whenever Impact needed a solid match, one of the three of them were in that match. They really held down Impact Wrestling last year because when you think of the best matches, it was not Eddie Edwards, it wasn't Sami Callihan, it wasn't Ken Shamrock. It wasn't Taya Valkyrie. It was not Rosemary. It was the Rascals.
Whoa. Why you got to do that, man? You were doing good until you throw Taya. Taya is always Taya and has dope match. You can't come on here and talk about certain wrestlers, and Taya is one of them you can't talk about.
She had great matches, but they're not. Oh, wow, did you see that?
Man, stick to the matches, man. Stick to
I was using examples. Oh, gosh. Man, I'm already on the Doghouse. It was episode 1 in Doghouse. Anyway, I think this is really great that they were able to retain Trim. I think he was one of the more standouts next to the one kid. He's not like Wesley in NXT. What's his name? Desmond Xavier. There you go.
Desmond Xavier.
Yeah, those two I think were the bright stars. But them keeping Miguel, I think, was the best thing they could have done so far this year.
Evil don't say.
I didn't care for the trio. I like Trey Miguel. I like the R&B sensation Trey Miguel. He's smooth. He's an R&B singer. He looks like an R&B singer. I think I have to play devil's advocate because, like you guys said, he had a chance to go somewhere else. Maybe he got cold feet. Maybe he was like, well, I do not want to go there because I want to get stuck in a trio again or
Well,
some.
not to cut you off, but that's not what happened. He hit one of his like relatives were having a kid.
Wait. Before you do that, we don't do the dirt sheets here
Yeah,
because none of us know.
We don't do crap
None
sheets.
of us know. Yeah, none of us know if
He
the kid
tweeted
had
on
an
Twitter.
issue. No, I understand that. He said it.
Yeah, it was a newborn, so he didn't want to put the kid at risk, so he took some time off.
He has a newborn?
No, like he doesn't, but like one of his relatives he was close to had a newborn, so he wanted to be there for it. So,
okay. Well, you know,
he came out on Twitter and stuff.
All right, so I didn't know. I mean, people follow like that. I don't follow people like that on Twitter, so you know. But you know, maybe he, you know, he felt that, you know, this is his place to be. Like Vince said, he has some good ass matches with Austin. You know, whatever his last. Oh, what's Austin's last name?
Ace Austin.
Ace Austin. He has some pretty good matches, and he had a good feud. And every time they wanted that single guy, they went to Trey Miguel as being the single guy of the group instead of having instead of having Xavier and the other guy. Once being those single guys, they kept those guys together, and they always had Trey Miguel being the single guy of the group, you know, the main wrestler. I got excited when I saw him because, you know, that hopefully they'll put him back in the X division and put some life back into it again. I don't know why they have this fascination with Manic or Suicide or TJP, whatever his damn Perkins. I don't know what this fascination is with this guy. That this guy is everywhere. MLW, he's there in Impact Wrestling. He's in AAA. He's doing the Friday nights for New Japan in New York or LA. This guy is everywhere. Why is this dude's fascination with TJP? I have no idea. They took the belt from our homie Raju. He should have kept it on him. Now this whole nonsense now going back and forth that he's Manic, he's Suicide. Well, we all know, dude, enough of this TJP already. This dude is not loyal. He already showed that he's not loyal. Why did you keep pushing this guy like he's the top of the creep? You know, go back to Trey Miguel if he's there. You know, I'm pretty sure they're gonna use Miguel now with, you know, Swan and stuff like that for a little while, and then hopefully they'll slide him back to the middle. Even though I hated that stupid that one chick was his mom, even though she works for Impact Wrestling. Yeah. You know, I hated that whole storyline there with Austin. Oh, I'm messing with your mom. I hated that. I dislike that whole storyline. But I'm glad he's back, even though he got a send off, and the send off he returned the send off back. I don't know.
Yeah, it don't matter. Like, I don't care how it is, but at the end of the day, and not because I like Rohit, but Rohit's run with the X Division belt was fire. He made that belt feel like something you want to watch. Manic, TJP, Suicide, whatever you want to call them, does not have that same appeal. So you took something that was super hot, threw it on a guy, and it just feels like, once again, it's the X Division title right before Rohit was making it good again.
Yeah.
You know, so that's it. I'm going to actually throw an alley-oop to Bill Vink because I know Bill Vink was a huge Decay fan, so I don't know where he comes from because I don't like Decay. Bill Vink, Decay back together again.
Shouldn't have happened.
Whoa, you're like the Decay guy.
Point blank shouldn't happen. It's stupid. It doesn't need to happen. No point. No point. Who it doesn't benefit Rosemary, and it doesn't benefit, well, anything benefits Crazy Steve, but and maybe merch sales. That's about it. I have nothing positive to say about it, so that just doesn't work.
Oh well. Well, okay. I figure, you know, since now Taya's gone, you know, and Rosemary doesn't have anywhere to be in the title picture at this time. They figure,
wasn't she feuding with the Dashwood Tennille?
Yeah, Dashwood. But it has nothing to do with the title, and there's nowhere having to do with anything. Like you said, there's no point. But they figure, well, we have nothing else for Rosemary at the moment. We could bring back Decay. People love Decay, you know, for some reason or another. People are a big fan of Decay. She has the cool music, And like you said, the merchandise for those guys goes up the roof. And I know Chef always said he wanted the K to come back. And now is the time for them to come back. But like you mentioned, there's no reason as to do it. Why? But a lot of things happen in wrestling. It just makes no sense.
The problem
they figure they have the guy with the K with Tania Woods, and now Rosemary needed a partner, so they gave back to Crazy Steve, and we'll see how long they'll last.
The problem is it's not, you're missing a vital part of that though, and you don't have Abyss.
Abyss sold out. He left. He went.
Listen,
His career was over.
So
you don't need him.
But you need someone, because honestly, this whole who.
I don't know, some crazy guy from out there,
Maybe Mads Kruger. The only person I could think of is Mads Kruger. That's it.
No, don't do that, because I love that guy and don't want him nowhere near Decay. You have all the OVW guys. Everyone from the OVW roster, you could bring up. You could bring them over. They got partnerships with OVW. They got partnerships with AAA. They
have partnerships with everybody, and they're still doing use all of them partnerships. So who cares what partnerships they have?
All right. You know what?
They got partnership with Noah. When was the last time you saw a Noah guy here?
The guy you liked. The guy you liked.
Who?
Oh man, when you came to the Impact Zone, remember we were showing
2018. They got partnership with AAA. When was the last time you saw a AAA guy back here? Back in 2018 or 2017, they got partnership with OVW. The only person they brought up was that guy Tony Gunn. Oh, we're going to give you a contract. Ain't nobody ever heard of him since.
You know what?
What partnership do you have? And they got your homie back, OVW as the champion.
Baby. My boy Jesse Goddard's, baby.
Craptacular there.
Whatever. That's the big homie. That's my big homie, Jesse Goddard.
You can't do that to him.
He's back on OVW. He's the champion now. I even knew that dude still was wrestling too. I just saw him one day. I said, "Oh shit, he's back on wrestling." I thought he was doing Big Sister or Big Brother or Little Cousin.
Big Brother.
Whatever. Brother.
He also just finished up doing a few movies too.
Right. So and then
look at that, multi-talented. That's what multi-talented. How many other people can do that besides the Rockets? Look at that, multi-talented. Put him in the same category as them. There you go.
As who?
As the Hollywood actors, like The Rock and Cena. Yeah, put him up.
What are you crazy?
Did you say The Rock and Cena? Somebody put the bit right here, bro. Holding personal foul on you for speaking out of pocket right now, saying that the Jesse Goddard is in the same footing as The Rock. And
Hollywood-wise, yes.
Hollywood. Dude, Big Brother against multi-million-dollar movies. Big Brother against... Come on, son.
Don't matter.
You know what? I got to save this podcast because it's all over the place. Wow. Gentlemen, now the one thing that annoyed me, and I'm pretty sure there was a lot of cool things that were going around, but Tommy Dreamer.
Oh,
no. I'm going to let Evil Once go last on this, so when I'm done saying what I want to say, Mr. Vink, please go second. Just give me a second. The fact that Tommy Dreamer is on every pay-per-view, is on every show, and now, for some reason, you're saying he's worthy of going against your champion, Rich Swann. What has he done relevant to do this? I don't know. It's annoying as hell because I don't see the value in Tommy Dreamer at all, and he's riding some kind of wave there. Mr. Vink, please go into it, and when you're done, Evil Once will finish strong, and we'll get out of here.
Tommy Dreamer, everybody. The guy who's lost so many matches this year somehow gets title shot. Man, I'm trying to really wrap my head around this. I just nothing. It doesn't make sense to me. How, and it's funny because even Dreamer bought this up himself during that promo. He goes, "Well, I didn't earn this, but sure, I'll take it." What? What? Sammy Callahan though is right here about how Dreamer's starting to push these other people away. Why is it 53, 54? I don't care if it's his birthday. It's also Chris Bay's birthday. Why isn't Chris Bay getting a title shot? Why is that a triple threat match then? If we're just giving out free birthday world title shots, maybe I should apply to Impact Wrestling and also, hey, my birthday's tomorrow. Can I get one? Maybe. I mean, I have a better chance now. It's my birthday. This is horrible. And thank God it's only on Impact Plus. Just for those who are Impact Plus people, at least you're not Whitwell. You kind of already wasted your money, but at least it's free for y'all. That's it. I got nothing else.
Evil O say the floor is yours.
I swear to everything in my life, Tommy Dreamer has to have some new picks or someone in the company, because there is no way in hell, like Vic just said, this dude is in every single pay-per-view in the last 5 years at Impact Wrestling. This dude, they just showed us that this pay-per-view, what is a Final Resolution?
No surrender.
Final Resolution is just a throwaway pay-per-view. Let's just say, something, we got nothing better to do with Swan. We're gonna keep Swan away from Moose till April, our big pay-per-view in April. We want to probably keep away from Chris Bay at least till March. Another pay-per-view somewhere on the app. So let's give good for nothing Tommy Dreamer an opportunity at a title where no one else in every other company that he's worked for has ever got an opportunity at a world title. This is they just told us, something, fans, we have nothing else to give Swan, so let's give him Dreamer. Because, he's our savior. He has, photos of us. He has the tax papers, tax liens on us. I don't know, man. This is just... I was excited for Ra's Final Resolution because it was going to be the Good Brothers against Private Party, even though the Good Brothers are going to be Private Party anyways. But I was looking forward to it.
Whoa, I don't know about that.
Well, I don't know either, but we just maybe not. But I was looking forward to seeing that. And now they just threw this nonsense of Tommy Dreamer against Swan. This is your heavyweight champion of your company.
Well, let's be honest now. When has the Impact World title really meant much in the last year? Think about what it's gone through.
Hold on. No. And I get what you're saying, right? I get what you're saying about the title with Tessa and everything else, right? But you come back and you're trying to alleviate that. You're trying to go away from that and doing what you're doing. The only problem is Swan has been a decent champ. Now, I don't think special. I don't think he's done anything great. But he hasn't been bad. You know what I mean? So you're like, okay, cool. But when you have something like this in the middle of your reign, which is the throwaway, it's showing you that creative is lacking somewhere. And out of a whole entire roster, you could have had them go into the well with Sammy. You could have had him go against Fulton because Fulton is a big diesel bad guy who, could rough you up for no reason. Throw him in there. There are so many guys to throw in there. But to admit you're giving him a title shot because it's his birthday and he's never had one in the company, that's crazy. That's
Hey, I'm sorry, but what happened to Eric Young?
Yeah.
Swan beat Eric Young, and Eric Young has he got a title shot yet? A rematch? Nope.
Yes, he did.
When?
He did?
The following night. They buried him, basically.
Oh, okay. So that's why I don't remember that, because he got buried. But, like if Vic was saying, before when Sammy Callahan won the belt, he was a good champion for a while, and then they went into the Tessa Blanchard flavor of the month, and then you saw what happened, and then since then it's been Eddie Edwards, and
who didn't do bad, who did not
Eddie
do bad.
Edwards was trash.
He didn't know.
It was a lot better.
Not bad. It wasn't that bad. And then Eric Young, who was good.
Who should
and
still
and,
should,
and
who
now
should
Eric's
still be
gone.
carrying the belt.
Yeah.
Should still be carrying the belt, in my opinion.
So basically, you got the ball because you wanted to be that one progressive company. Oh, let's give a female the belt and see what happens. And then you saw what happened. It bit you back in the butt. And now we're having this crappy final resolution, $9.99 per month on the App Plus if it works for you. You know, and for if it works,
That app is horrible.
can't log in. You know, so but and I don't know, man. Tommy Dreamer, man.
You know what? There's not much else you could say. Now, I know that Evil Once has at Urban Wrestling Network on Twitter. We have at Urban Wrestling Network on Instagram. The network is www.urbanwrestlingnetwork.com. So that's my plugs for. What you got?
Hey, well, I thought we were going to talk about Tony Khan.
Oh snap! I completely forgot about the big homie.
Well, I just wanted to say, is how ironic is how Tony Khan supposedly is paying for the advertisement or whatever, but they get a good 5 minutes to run their Wednesday lineup on an opposite show, going through the whole thing, throw shouts at everybody at Impact, but you don't see anything from AEW running the Impact show for the following week, even though there's already matches coming up. Why can't Ed Norham or somebody else, oh, this is a paid advertisement from Impact Company, this is our show for next week, give the buzz back to, the favor back, which leads me to believe furthermore that pretty soon, man, AEW is gonna take over Impact.
I'm telling you, I'm excited because
I hate to say it, man, but the way how Impact Wrestling is going, and if this COVID continues, I mean, there's so much Twitch can pay to keep your show afloat, and if Anthem is not making any money, how can they keep working on a wrestling company that's wasting you money?
Yeah, and we were talking about that. Once you burn out that money and you start going into your well, that's a recipe for bad business. Vink, I'll let you kind of run us out of here and then plug yourself on this, because I think that AEW as well I think Tony Khan's going to buy it, and then they'll have their second show with Impact Wrestling. I hear the song that keeps playing in my head is the $1 Million Man, money, money, money. Every time I think of Tony Khan buying it, Tony Khan buying Impact Wrestling, if you ever try to make a face when I talk about the $1 Million Man again, you're going to have problems. Tony Khan buying Impact Wrestling, what do you think?
I wouldn't be surprised. We all know Impact's in a bad financial situation for the past 3 years now. So I
wouldn't say they're in a bad.
No, they used to be back then. They used to when Chef's homegirl there, Crappy Carter, Madam Crappy Carter there with her stench of Tennessee and whiskey,
with my beautiful Dixie car,
destroyed the company, and then Anthem had to sweep in and backstab Billy Corgan and take the company from him. And so we already talked about this plenty of times before. We don't have to rehash all wounds and poor Kev's body. It's like stabbing it's like kicking out a cab, man. Just leave him alone. He's already dead. Leave him alone. He's already dead.
What's the over under? Tony Khan buys Impact Wrestling. What's the over under, Vic?
70% true.
70%? I'll buy that. I'll go with that. So listen, it won't be the last time that we got him on. He better be having fun because he's with the best there is. Do me a favor, though. Please plug your gaming channel so they know what it is. And then you can send me a link and I can put it in the description.
Yes. BVTV, we do pro wrestling, football, you name it, honestly. Dead by Daylight, for those of you fans, I do a lot of lore videos and stuff like that. I primarily play killer, so you'll see me murdering people on that. It's always fun times. And yeah, I think it's better. It's just really an off the hook channel and just a great vibe. Actually, I think I have a video coming out in like an hour, so.
Whoa! We're not telling you to plug your videos on our stuff.
I just thought I would.
Damn. The dude took over. He took the whole mile with him.
I got to, any plugs possible. We got to make everything go well.
So you know what? On that, y'all already know what it is. www.urbanwrestlingnetwork.com, where you can have us, War Report, and Master Bryce. We got the best, honest group of wrestling there is. For that, ladies and gentlemen, for myself, the family over here, we out of here. Deuces.